Friends, I am going to show you a life skills video. This is our third video this week, or this go around or whatever, and we are going to be doing dishes today. So, a couple things real quick. I want to tell you that life skills, you need to remember that this is extra points, okay? I'm giving you extra points on assignments. This is not extra credit. So when I say extra points, I just mean that you're going to have another opportunity to raise your grade with an assignment. But extra credit would be me like putting in additional points on an assignment that you've already had graded. That's not what this is. This is just extra points that I'm giving you towards your grade. So you don't have to do it. I would like to see you all do it. There's that. Also, second thing I need to tell you is that these life skill videos are meant to be done after your classwork. So you only have that one choice board assignment to do. And I think that that is what you need to do first. And then we do life skills second. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and get us started with the dishes. So the first thing that I need to do, and I've got some dishes already in the sink that I'm going to show you, but the first thing that you need to do is fill up your sink. So you can see I have like baby bottles and all kinds of stuff. So the first thing you need to do is to fill up your sink. I like to put it on really hot water at first. So that's all the way to the left for me. And then I like to put it on really hot water at first. And then like halfway filled up, I will make sure that it is less, or like in the middle, kind of warm water. I have a strainer that stays in my sink. So I need to put the stopper in there, which for most people looks like this. So I'm going to put this. Now, sometimes people have like a little rubber part that they just smash down in there. But I'm going to put this in for mine. And I'm going to show you kind of what that, if I can, maybe, what that's going to look like. You're going to stick it down into that part and make sure it's down there good. And then once you do that, it will start filling up with your water. So I'm going to start filling it up. No, Colt. And then I'll fill it all the way up. And I'm also going to pour in, I like to use Dawn dish soap. You might have something else, and that's okay. But you have to use dish soap to wash your dishes. It's like a thing. You want to make sure this cleans them, gets everything off. And Dawn gets a lot better off with grease than some other things do. And I'm going to talk about that when we do this. Okay, so I'm going to fill this up, put my soap in, and there you go. Okay, so another thing that you need to do, once you've got your water filled up, so I've got my sink filled up with my water, I need a rag. So I've got my rag ready to go. I also need to set up a drying place. I like to, you can see clearly, I like to clear my stove off once it's obviously not been used, and I put a towel down. That's how I like to dry my dishes. Some people don't like to do that. Some people like to do it different, but that's how I do. So you need a drying place. So once you've done that, you've got your water, you've got your rag, and you've got your drying place. Let's show you a couple of other things real quick. I have a bottle brush over here, but I wash the baby stuff separate. And so we won't be doing any baby stuff today. I don't know how many of you all have little siblings at home anyways. I have that. And then I have two brushes that I use to just like scrape things off, like scrape food off of the dishes if it's stuck to the dish. And then I also have a sink brush, but don't worry about that one. So my two brushes that I use to just like wash things off with. Last night I made a dish that I used this dish right here, and I grilled shrimp with it. So when I did that, the butter kind of stuck to the sides of it. So overnight I let this sit with water, and then I'm going to show you how I'm going to scrub it off before I actually go to wash it. And obviously you can hear Colt too. So I'm going to take the dish, get some water in it, and then I take my scrub brush. Now, some of your parents might have like a Brillo pad or like a sponge that they use to do this, and that works too. So I'm just going to make sure I got all the junk off of it, and now I'm going to put it in my water to get washed. Same goes with this one. I have an Instapot, and sometimes the food sticks to the side. Well, last night I did potatoes in it, and it stuck to the side because I didn't wash it like immediately after I was done. And so I let it sit with a little bit of soap in there, and it got all of the gunk off so that it's not like me having to scrub really hard. So I'm just going to kind of use this on it too. Wash it out. Now, remember, that's just a scrub brush. It's not to use to clean. That's not a clean tool. I just wash it off when I'm done, and I put it back into my mason jars here. But it's not something that I use to actually clean with, okay? So now I'm going to take these dishes and I'm going to wash them. So I've got this dish that I did first. Make sure that my rag is nice and clean. Now I'm going to take it and scrub the dish all around the sides. Make sure that when you're doing dishes that you make sure you get like the crease of the dish or whatever. And so you're going to have to scrub on the insides of those. Now, some of you are going to look at it and be like, well, I didn't cook with the outside of it. Well, you still need to clean the outside of it. So we make sure we scrub all the way around the dish, inside and out. Now, when some people do dishes, they have this side is soap and this side is just hot water. I don't like to do that. I don't know why. I would rather just wash it off when I'm finished. Make sure all the soap suds are off of it. Do this with it and put it over in my spot to dry. And that's how I wash that dish. Okay, now I'm going to show you how I'm going to wash this dish, and then I'm going to show you how to wash a cup and some silverware, and then I think that will cover our dishwashing session. So, Colt's right below me, trying to wash dishes too. So I'm going to make sure that I get all the creases and crevices of this, which there's not many because it's just like a circular bowl. Now, this is a way to do dishes, and this is the way that I want you all to show me your video. But some of you also have a dishwasher, which is what I have too, but I wanted to make sure I showed both ways. Now, you can either send me a video of you washing dishes, which is what I would prefer, or you can send me a video of you loading your dishwasher. But like I said, I would rather see you hand washing dishes. So forget the dishwasher. I'd rather you just hand wash. To show me that you can do it, because I will tell you that back around Christmas time, my dishwasher gave out. And so guess what I had to do with all of our Christmas money? We had to buy a new dishwasher. But for a month or so, I was out of a dishwasher and I had to hand wash all of my dishes, which is what they did in the olden days, is what my grandpa told me. So I just had to get over it. So I've washed my dish, washing all the soap suds off of it, inside and out. Sometimes you have to do that a couple times to make sure all the soap is out of it, especially in a bigger bowl. Okay. I'm really messy when it comes to washing dishes, but that's pretty clean. Pretty clean. And I'm going to put it over on my drying rack. All right, now I'm going to show you how to wash a cup. So this cup is a really tiny cup. We use it like for when we brush our teeth and you have a cup by the sink. That's what we use it for. So I have to make sure the easiest way to do a cup is I take the rag like this and put it around my fingers and wash the inside of the cup. You got to make sure you do that. And this is called the lip of the cup. You have to make sure that you wash the inside and outside of the lip of the cup. So I take my pincher fingers like this, put it in between the cup, wash it like that. Wash the inside and the outside. One more time on the inside. Wash it off. Again, you want to use warm water, but obviously if you use the hottest water, it's going to burn you, so don't do that. So I'm using warm water because warm water kills the germs. Okay, there's a cup. I've got a wooden spoon here. I used it for potatoes last night, so it also had to soak. I'm going to scrub the spoon. Scrub the handle of the spoon. And wash it off. Okay, the last thing I'm going to show you is some silverware. So I've got some silverware. I'm going to put it in my water here. I'm going to grab a fork first. Make sure I scrub the fork really well. Again, it's easier to use your pincher fingers. Do like this. And then I take my thumb, scrub it again, wash it off in there, wash it off here, move it to the drying stuff. Okay, so once I'm finished, I got rid of all my dishes. I cleaned them, put them over on the drying rack part. I got my rag out of the sink, washed it out a little bit, and I keep my rag right here until I'm done, like, cleaning up the rest of the kitchen. So I do that. Now, before I wash dishes, I always clean my sink, and I clean it with my sink brush, like specifically I use it only to clean my sink. So I do that, and then I soak it in hot water when I'm finished, but it's got some soap in it, so I clean that. I do that after I do dishes too, but I don't use the soap on the inside because obviously I've used soap in here. So now I'm just going to take this. All you have to do is pull on this middle part here out of the sink, and it drains all your water. So I'm going to put that over with the drying stuff. It's going to drain our sink here. And then, like I said, I just like to take my brush when I'm finished, use the soap suds that are left, and clean out my sink. Again, I'm OCD like that, so just clean it out. And then it's got all these soap suds in there, so you got to spend some time washing it off. If I'm not careful, I'm going to get this on my Chromebook, so I'm going to be careful. Get all the soap suds out. And like I said, I like to keep my strainer in the bottom of my sink so that things don't go down into the sink that aren't supposed to, because Colt likes to throw things up on the counter. I take a rag or paper towel when I'm finished. And like I said, I'm a messy dishwasher person here. So then I go back through and I wipe everything down because it's messy at this point. And I put my scrub brushes back up. And that's all you do. So there's dishes. That's what I want to see from you. Let me know if you have questions.